Before we even start the video, no, this is not a makeup video. We're gonna ignore how crappy my eyeliner is. This is just gonna be a short talking video. I am very late to this party, but probably like 6 months ago at this point. I don't know. MYAH made a video, kind of a response to Shane Dawson's interview with Logan Paul, talking about, you know, sense of humor. And the thing that stuck out to me in that video is when she was like, "Where is the line?" I think I have a slightly unbiased perspective of this. It seems like from her description, her and the two guys in the original video kind of grew up the same way. I did too, but let's point out the obvious here. I'm not white. I'm Native American, Jewish, black, and white is like the smallest percentage of those. But I grew up pretty much the same way they did. We're basically like, with my group of friends, not with my parents, because my parents are like 40 years older than me, but with my group of friends, we were pretty much like, as long as nobody has like a personal negative experience, we're gonna make a joke about it. And that was fine for a while, but then I got into college and met people that did not grow up with rich white people. You know what, actually, let's just focus on growing up without a lot of negative experiences, because it doesn't necessarily have to be about race. But that is the obvious difference between me and them, because we did all grow up in pretty wealthy households and pretty accepting households, as far as I'm aware from the video. Basically, my opinion of where the line is, I don't think it's... A lot of people like to say either it's always these few things or it's always based on the person. I think it's a mixture of both. Obviously, if you're friends with somebody and you know they have a negative experience with something, you shouldn't joke about it around them. And I feel like people only respect that one way. I've had a lot of times where someone will tell me not to say something around them, but if I try to do the same thing, they act like I'm telling them not to say it ever, and they won't respect it. I think, first of all, if you're around somebody like that, you should just stop being friends with them, because clearly they only care about their own feelings and not yours. So that's part of it. If someone tells you not to say something around them, don't act like they're, like, you know that meme? Let's see if I can find it and put it here. That's like, girl tells guy not to make a joke. Guy, fine, I guess I'll never talk again. Like, y'all really be out here acting like that sometimes. If you respect the person and you're close enough to them, just don't say it around them. Like, I mean, if you want to say it whenever else you want, it's not like they're gonna know about it. It's not like they can control it, but like, that's part of the line. And then the other part is, if it's a thing in your society that's constantly used as an insult and it's against a certain group of people, if I say I don't like something because I'm part of a group that's used as an insult again, that doesn't mean I speak for everyone in that group. It kind of becomes personal at that point, because in general, you would agree, for example, in American society, calling someone fat is an insult for some unrealistic reason. I have a friend from Jamaica where, like, if you say that, it's just a fact. Like, they have purple hair. Their mom is a teacher. They're fat. Like, it's not an insult, but in America it is. So if you think someone's going to feel uncomfortable with that, then just don't say it, because in general in our society it's negative. If someone tells you not to say something around them, it's not like they're telling you that you're not allowed to speak unless they approve it. They literally are just saying, this one thing, don't say around me. That's it. And people like to act like you're infringing on their rights or you're censoring them, but it's like, if you really are friends with that person, you respect them, you wouldn't want to go out of your way to hurt their feelings just so you feel like you're validated. Like, it's a lot more simple than people make it out to be. If somebody doesn't like something, don't say it if your goal isn't to piss them off. Like, a lot of people pretty much focus on racial slurs or homophobic things when you're talking about that, but it could be anything. A lot of friends of mine are gamers, and one of the things that people say a lot is calling someone's comments cancer. But if I have a friend who's really upset because their grandma died of cancer, I'm not going to say it around them. It's that simple. Like, my grandpa died of cancer, but I'm not super deeply offended by it, so I don't care. But then I have other friends who have family that have died of cancer that don't like talking about it. So it's like, okay, they're not telling me to never say it ever. They're just saying don't say it around them, so I don't. It's that simple. Or like one of my friends works with, she's like a teacher's aide basically, and she doesn't like the word retard, so I don't say it around her. That doesn't mean I don't say it ever. I'm actually autistic. I can say it if I want to, but she's my friend and she doesn't like it, so I don't say it around her. It's that simple. Someone reacting negatively to something you said is not them taking away your rights. And also the First Amendment only applies to the government. This kind of pisses me off because at this point corporations are the government, so I don't think that, for example, if you work for a place that says don't post on our behalf on social media, or even go so far as to say we're watching your social media and if you say something that makes us look bad, we're going to fire you. I don't think that should be a thing, but it is. The First Amendment only says that the IRS or the CIA or the president or something like that cannot tell you not to say something. That is not allowed. The only things you're not allowed to say are, quote, inciting violence. So, like, if you tell someone to kill themselves, that's illegal, and the government can tell you not to say that because they might actually do it, or they might come fight you because of it. That's not okay. That has nothing to do with any of the things people are usually talking about when they're mad that someone told them not to say something. No one is taking away your rights by telling you don't be a dick. The line is, if you respect somebody, don't piss them off. And if you're going to be mean to people, you are going to have negative consequences. That's how life works. That's always how it's worked. So this discussion, to be honest, is almost invalid because, again, if you respect the person, theoretically you respect their emotions, and you're not going to try and make them prove that they have a valid reason to be mad about something. I don't think how you grew up should have anything to do with that, because I grew up with a lot of stupid people, and I don't act like that anymore. You can't change other people. They're not going to see a problem with it until they have a very negative consequence because of it. I know that's probably not the answer a lot of people would want to hear, since, again, the obvious difference between me and MYAH and Jake and Shane is that I'm not white. I know MYAH's also part Jewish or something, but, like, I'm not white passing. I'm not going to walk down the street and look like a white person to anybody. My experiences how I grew up, my experiences with people who grew up differently, my experiences with people online, this is the conclusion I've come to. You cannot change people, so the most you can hope for is that your friends will respect you. And that's where the line is. It's just respect. Once again, check the description. All my social medias will be down there, and the links to my books that I'm in. At some point I will finish my full-length book. Please stay with me. I'm sorry. And yeah, I'll see y'all on Tuesday.